was an interesting 10-day-ish experiment. I kind of put it together on a whim. So, hello creatives, I am back again, and today I'll be going over my Pinterest ads. I did my very first Pinterest ads campaign. So I have experience running end-to-end Facebook, Instagram, Google search, Google display ads, but I've never done a Pinterest ad campaign before. So I did that for a soft launch of my brand strategy mini course, which I'll put the link to that in the description below. But I essentially wanted to do a soft launch with this just so I can know for sure, A, how to work Pinterest ads and how effective they are. So I could direct, only one place is being directed to the landing page, so I know how effective the Pinterest ads are. And also to how kind of testing my copywriting skills, specifically when it comes to landing pages. So that's that. It was an interesting 10-day-ish experiment. I kind of put it together on a whim, so and for the most part I think it was fairly successful, even though I didn't get any sales from it. I did get a decent amount of traffic to the landing page for there not being any prior announcements whatsoever. Like I literally, like on a 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night, I got the sudden urge, like I need to launch this now, because I had it ready, I had it prepared for about a month, but I was just dragging my feet on it, and I'm just like, now I'm gonna do it. Like 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, I'm like, time to do it. Let's go. So so I'm gonna walk you through the ad campaign that I did. So I did two types of Pinterest ads. One was a simple static image, and then one was a carousel image. And surprisingly enough, there was more traffic to the static image than there was to the carousel image. So that was an interesting development. I did not expect that. I will say that there was more. The carousel might have had more impressions, but the static image had more outbound clicks. But it's also really weird because the outbound clicks in the Pinterest analytics is about in the low 20s, whereas on my landing page analytics I saw about 40 hits on the landing page analytics on my Squarespace site. So that was an interesting discrepancy that I saw, that literally twice as many hits to the landing page when there was the only traffic going to it was Pinterest ads. So I don't know if maybe in one of the settings I made it visible in terms of SEO and people were finding it through a Google search, or what exactly that was. If people were going back to it after finding it and like saving it. But again, I didn't actually make any sales, so I can't measure success with that. Like I didn't have any success in actually making sales, which that probably more speaks to I didn't have a very strong landing page. Again, I kind of did this all on a whim. I wish I had more, I'd thought it through a little bit more, but the timing, the resources, there's a lot going on in my personal life right now, so I didn't have the time and the resources to put together something a little more polished. So next time, like that's a lesson learned for next time. Another thing that I want to note is that if I had to do this over again, I would create a third campaign type or ad type, and I would do video. I would test a video of me talking to the camera, explaining the brand strategy course, because I feel like that might have gotten better results, even though I feel like I'm not that great on camera. So, and just to note, like I didn't throw a lot of money at this. Each ad group was given $15, and that's it. and I didn't want to spend any more than that, because I didn't want the cost of the ad to exceed the cost of one course. Um, Especially since this was, again, a very soft launch. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link down below and go from there. But for the most part, I think it was fairly successful. It got plenty of impressions. Not well, that's a vanity metric though, but in terms of brand awareness, I think that's decent. Um, in terms of keywords, like something that's very different about Pinterest ads is that it's very heavily reliant on the keywords you choose to put it in front of the right people, which is similar to Google search ads and Google display ads. Like you have to set up so many keywords for search engine optimization, and Pinterest being largely a search engine, a visual search engine. I think what also I could improve on for next time is been a little bit more broad with the keywords that I chose. I chose very hyper focused, starting a business, entrepreneurship type keywords, which only of the 80 that I chose, which were still super highly niched, of the 80 business type keywords I chose, there's only about 6 that actually performed, like where there's actually impressions that came out of it and clicks that came out of them. So I think I could broaden my keywords from away from businessy, strictly business and entrepreneurship, to a little bit more creative type, because my target audiences are creatives, creative professionals, creative brands, and then also brands that target affluent people. So I think I could have done a little bit more finessing on that end, for sure. But those are the biggest takeaways I have for Pinterest. Overall, it's so much easier to set up Pinterest ads than Facebook or Google. I find those other platforms to be incredibly painful, especially Google. Google has, just in terms of user interface and user experience, it's chaotic and stressful. Facebook is a little bit better than Google's ad platform, but not very much. Not by much, because there's a lot of technical things. Like if you're just starting out doing ads and you have no idea what you're doing, Facebook is anxiety inducing with how many options you have, and they're not really clear on what everything means. They've done better, I think, here lately, but it's still not easy. Like the learning curve is pretty steep for people who are just starting out. So in summary, my biggest takeaways from Pinterest ads is that I like the user interface. I really like the user interface. I could have probably had better landing copy. That was probably a faux pas on my part, is that I didn't have as strong of landing page copy as I could have. Number 3 is that I probably should have had a third ad set with video. So broken it down with 3 ad sets, 1 static, 1 carousel, 1 video, and $10 each. And then the 4th thing that for next time I'll know to do is make my keywords a little bit broader, less niche, more broad, to make sure that I'm getting the most eyeballs, and I'm getting the most likely people to engage with the content as possible. So with that said, I hope you learned something from this, and I hope it helps. And if you need any help with your branding or your marketing strategy, check out the links below, and let's see how we can work together. Until next time.